clean. Like I did say, the package promises to be exciting for you guys this afternoon, as we are going to discuss and dissect a lot of things. Yes, we have a lot of topics to actually discuss and talk about. Well, my name is Henry Ogugo, and I'm not here alone to do the talking, as I've got the guys with me in the studio as well. And I'll start off with Nelson, or dear Nelson. Good afternoon and welcome to the show.
Wonderful happened to you, Henry. Wonderful to my colleagues in the studio. I'm glad to be here to talk about football again, once again. Exciting things happen in the world of sports this time around. We are seeing breaking the Premier League running. We don't know who's going to carry it at this point in time. Exciting lineup to come out this time around. The Premier League is getting more and more interesting as time goes on. We are seeing Arsenal taking at the top of the table, slim chances this time around, but I don't know what is going to happen. Man City have a game in hand. Exciting things happen in the world of sport and Premier League also. Other leagues have been concluded except the Premier League. We don't know what to expect, but we keep our hopes high that maybe Arsenal can clinch the title if they keep their heads up.
Okay, well, we'll see what actually Arsenal gets or has for us from now to the end of the season. Well, you have to see relatively easy or tough fixtures. I don't know, there's still Man U inside there. Everton are literally safe as things stand, so you might want to put Everton there, but I mean, they are safe at the moment. There's no threat of relegation at this moment again for Everton, so maybe that could just be a game that Arsenal could still see through. But I mean, they have to beat Bournemouth today and they're just not doing it at the moment. Well, I've also got Ovie Wallace here with me in the studio. Ovie, good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon to you, Henry. Good afternoon to my colleagues in the studio, Port Harcourt, people beyond. It's nice being in the studio as usual to talk about sports. We're seeing what's happening in football. Arsenal take on Bournemouth now, and they've been pressing really hard. They just need to get a goal because we know if the match could end in a draw, the whole title could be decided with that draw. But then again, you look at what's happening in other sports. You look at the Miami Grand Prix coming up in the Formula One. You look at the tennis. You look at tennis, the Barcelona Open. We have Sabalenka versus as we take another rematch, and then you look out at the Barcelona for the ATP, the men's side of things, and Alcaraz is out, Nadal is out, Sina is out, and then we have Olga taking on Rublev, I think. And not what you expect from this main side of things. The big stars out, but it is what it is. We still hope to get smashing final against Rublev and Olga.
Okay, yes, it promises to be exciting in the world of sports. Well, we are not talking other sports today. That will be tomorrow, our first part of the show. But we will also have a giveaway for some of our listeners today as well. Well, promises to be exciting. We have the Champions League to talk about. We'll take a look at what happened last week. This week actually, Tuesday and Wednesday. And we'll probably try to but more anticipate what to expect next week as well on Tuesday and Wednesday from the second legs. Bayern Munich played out to 2-0 Dragon Real Madrid at the Allianz Arena, while Borussia Dortmund did defeat Paris Saint-Germain by a goal to nothing at the Westfalen Stadium, or some people might know it's Signal Iduna Park. Yeah, so I mean, we look at that and it promises to be exciting. Aston Villa themselves, I mean, they might have made a lot of people cry on Thursday, and we'll ask ourselves, and we'll look at it and ask ourselves, the Serie A, it seems like there's a rebirth. We all know how the Champions League is going to be next season, and the top two leagues when it comes to coefficient ranking by UEFA get 5 slots, and it's already been sealed. The Serie A tops, and the Bundesliga are second.
Yeah.
And the English Premier League ended up being third, only 4 slots. I'm going to ask ourselves, is it all just hype? Are we seeing the rebirth of this year? I mean, we saw what happened last season. 3 teams in the quarterfinals in Napoli, AC Milan, Inter Milan. Yes, maybe not much this time around in the Champions League. Just no one actually got to make it to the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League when it comes to the Italian sides. But we also look at the UEFA Europa League and the Conference League, and we ask ourselves, Italian sides, aren't they also doing well in that competition? Fiorentina, finalist, Roma, finalist, Conference League, Roma, Europa League finalist, and all that stuff. And we ask ourselves, does it look like the Serie A is actually coming back? And with the whole coefficient talk and stuff, there's always that talk of the La Liga and the Premier League being number one and La Liga following suit. And we also ask ourselves, what happened to the Premier League and La Liga when it came to the coefficient rankings? So if they're actually that good, why aren't they the top 2 in UEFA coefficient rankings for the Champions League next season? And they missed out on having 5 slots in the Champions League next season. We'll also take a look at the title race in the English Premier League, and we will ask ourselves also and dissect, is Anslot another Eric Ten Hag? They are both bored. They are both Dutch. They both love Pep Guardiola. So have Liverpool dug their own graves for themselves? Well, it promises to be exciting, and we will get right into it when we come back.
Amazing, can this be real? It's like I'm living a dream, but it's how everyone feels. We celebrate with one thing, so let's wave our hands. We can sing, we can dance. I don't want it to end. Feels so good, feels so real. Here we go, this is the time of our life. Here we go, this is the time of our life. Come on! Here we go, this is the time of our life. Here we go, this is the time of our life. I love this moment right now. No one can take it away. So glad it happened, and how is what I cherish each day. So let's wave our hands. We can sing, we can dance. I don't want it to end. Feels so good, feels so real. Here we go, this is the time of our life. Here we go, this is the time of our life. Come on!
Well, this is Today Sports Live on your premium talk news and sports radio station. I've also got Young Chicks Chicks in the studio with me. Young Chicks, good afternoon and welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to my colleagues in the studio, and good afternoon to Nigerian sport lovers. It's good to be back talking football. This is the weekend. Everything good or in sport happens in the weekend. Both the good and the bad, the heartbreak, and the love of sports. And now we talk about the passion and the emotions that in place with the sport-loving community of Nigeria. And I think Arsenal have taken the lead through a penalty, and that was a deserved penalty when the Bournemouth keeper came out rushing from his goal line to clear the ball after that through pass was made. But now it's like Arsenal is still they're having their own destiny in their hand towards the Premier League title, but time will tell, because Man City has to play Wolverhampton Wanderers today after the game. So you look at how they are able to pair through or glide through the storming sea. That's Arsenal I'm talking about, because they still have strong legs to play in Everton and Arsenal and Man United. Everton can actually pose a strong low block when they talk about playing Arsenal with their height and everything, because they know how to look at the area threat and utilize it very well. They did this against Liverpool, they did it against United, even though United actually dominated them at some point. Look about Everton and how they play under Sean Dyche, even though it's now replicating down to the players. Calvert-Lewin is now insane. Talk about area balls. The guy is actually good with the area balls. I look at McNeil after signing from Burnley. It's just like every day we have new title or new insane dramas in the Premier League. But like the question you showed earlier of, you said the coefficient. I said something about the coefficient last week with reliance on the show. I said the simple thought is that football will keep evolving. There's no stagnation of football. Teams will actually try to catch up with other teams, and it's what we are seeing. Sometimes last one decade, we saw AC Milan, the bigger boys in the Champions League, with 7 trophies in the UCL title. So it's now coming down to Liverpool, United. Manchester is now that new sheriff in town. But I feel it's just gradual process. The league and the coefficient is actually showing us that at some point leagues can actually change and the players will actually involve. Look at the Premier League and the players they possess. Look at the Italian league and players they possess. They talked about previously where AC Milan possess the likes of Pirlo. They have what's his name again? Juventus had the likes of the former coach. What's his name? I'm trying to remember it quickly now. You will have Pogba at some point to play as a bench warmer, and that kind of quality you put a player in the bench. So for the Premier League now, Saka is trying to run the Arsenal team as the bigger boy. Jesus, which I don't think in the time of Drogba or John Terry will actually get a shirt in the Arsenal team when you have the Thierry of this world and them looking out to score over 20 goals in the league. But I think it's good. It's good to be back talking about football entirely, and it's just great that we have the Premier League now. But unfortunately for us, our own league, the MPFL, is on break, and we have news flying around that Rivers United want to pull out of the league. It's a second part to talk about that. So let's just focus on the European scene and focus on how the Premier League will turn out this season.
Well, we'll wait to see how it will actually get to turn out this season. Yes, the Italian Serie A. I mean, there were the days when the likes of Clarence Seedorf, Rui Costa, Edgar Davis, Gianluca Vialli, it was a big thing in Nigeria in the 90s, in the early 2000s. We remember what the Italian Serie A was like. We remember when the likes of David Trezeguet, Alexandra Del Piero graced our screens, when the likes of Mauro Camoranesi, Gennaro Gattuso, Alessandro Nesta, Paolo Maldini, they all graced our screens, and it was like nobody could touch Juve, nobody could touch AC. Inter, they were in a class of their own. Christian Vieri, Gabriel Batistuta, Gabriel Hernan Crespo. You can go on and mention the names of them. Towards the early 2000s, they had the likes of Kaká. At the point, Cafu was in that mix, 90s, 2000s, and all of it. Shevchenko, yeah, Sheva, like some people love to call him. And suddenly that shift started, the change, the dynamism started. It started to shift. And more money was in the English Premier League, and they were in our faces and in our screens. The love for Nigerians definitely started with the likes of Kanu being in Arsenal, JJ Okocha eventually playing for Bolton, and a lot of Nigerians started shifting or pushing a lot towards the English Premier League. But we'll get to talk about that. We'll reach there. But Arsenal have gone halftime. That game is at the halftime break, and Arsenal are currently leading AFC Bournemouth by 1-0. And before we get into the nick of everything we have to talk about, based on what you've seen so far, what's your take on the first half from Arsenal?
Impressive from Arsenal. We've seen them pushing until they get the goal that go holding the possession, I think 79 to 20 something, and then you see their shots on their attempts at a goal 8-1 or 8-2. So that's really how much you really want it, and I'm sure Arteta's plan is just keep on going, just keep on pushing, you get the goal, and now that you've gotten the goal, it's time to go for more, because sitting back against this Bournemouth side will just be shooting yourself in the leg, because they're the bigger side, they're the stronger side, they're the side that won this more. We saw the chance, I think the only chance the Bournemouth has had was the one by Solanke, and you say poor decision making by him. Maybe he could have gone for the shot straight up instead of trying to get by Jesus. But you see what happens, making bad decisions. But Arsenal, first half, they've piled on the pressure, and they have just keep on piling the pressure until they run out of steam, and then Arteta will be able to make some changes, and then we see how they can continue doing that. But so far, just keep on doing what you've been doing.
Okay, just keep on doing what you've been doing for the Arsenal side. And Nelson, does Bournemouth need to keep on doing what they are doing if they want to play spoilers for Arsenal?
Exactly. I think at this moment in time, Bournemouth is an attacking side, because they have an array of talent in the attacking side. Dango, Solanke, many wise talents, because those people have experience, a lot of experience in the Premier League, and coming up to play Arsenal. Though they're a big side, the likes of Kai Havertz, Martin Odegaard and Saka, who have pressured Bournemouth a lot, but they've managed to hold Arsenal and maybe secure only a 1-0 lead against Arsenal. I think that is a very good game for them, but us now in the second half, they're always coming in stronger, always coming in fiercer. And I think at this point in time, Arteta will talk to the board that he need more goals because goals win games. And if you can't score goals and maybe Bournemouth come back in this game to manage to secure a draw, it's going to be a very, very harsh one to them and going to dent their title race. And I think if they can go to the locker room and manage to secure the game, maybe getting a 3-0 lead in the second half, that's the only way they can be able to secure their place in the title race. Because if Bournemouth come out so stronger in the second half and be able to counter-attack, or I'm seeing the game and I'm seeing that Bournemouth were able to hold this pressure till about almost to the 9 minutes of the first half, where the penalty was caused by the keeper through the through ball to Kai Havertz. And if it was not this penalty, I don't think Arsenal will be able to come first to win the first half. And amazing game there. I think if Bournemouth can come second half stronger, more defensive wise, more counter-attacking wise, they'll be able to secure a draw in this match.
And I asked myself, is that a penalty?
Exactly.
Is that a penalty? Yes, I know there was contact. There was contact. We have us in the building as well. There was contact, but it's not a penalty.
Henry, good afternoon to you, and good afternoon to the guys right here in the studio. It's beautiful to be here this wonderful afternoon. Henry, that's a penalty now. You can see that there was a contact. Now, okay, we're coming clearer there. The ball was moved away by Kai Havertz, and look at the contact there. Have you seen it? So it's a penalty. It's a penalty. Now, don't go on the. If a striker is on goal, that's one of the rules in penalty. Don't go on him at all. Don't tilt his dimension, his direction. Don't tilt it. Just let it be. That's illegal. Yes, you tilted it.
But it was not even that.
It's a soft touch, but it's a touch. It's a touch. It's a touch. Let him be.
But we ask ourselves, it's like players wait and buy this thing.
Exactly.
As a striker or as player,
yes, it's one of your.
You have to be smart about doing that. But hasn't it reached a point whereby I would have loved to talk about this today, but I said no, let me leave it. Maybe another time I'll talk about it. Where football is becoming too mechanical to the extent whereby we're looking at something like that. We know that Havertz probably saw that touch was not enough to bring Havertz down in any normal circumstance. If it was on the halfway line and Arsenal on the counter attack, I promise you Havertz is not going down with that contact.
Yeah, true.
And it's just like he let his leg drag on the floor to make sure that contact with the goalkeeper for him to just have an excuse to go to the floor.
Henry, see, that's football for you. Now you use whatever you have to get the required result. We have seen, I think that was in the 2010 World Cup, or would that be 2006 World Cup? The last World Cup we had Roberto Baggio. They needed a victory against, I think that was Chile. That's Italy against Chile. And Roberto Baggio just had to look for a defender in the 18-yard box and raise the ball to his hands. Now, you use whatever you have to get what you want. And that's exactly what Kai Havertz did at this point in time. It's one of the rules. When a player is intent on goal right there in the 18-yard box, you do not infringe on that player. You do not contact that player. And he knows these are the rules in football. It is football. It's not rugby where we begin to say, okay, that should be a punch should have been dropped on your cheeks before you go down for us to call it a penalty. Now, he knew very well that the goalkeeper was to come at him, and he decided to make available a part of his body to be part of that contact for him to get that penalty. It's part of football. That's one of the striker's instinct, and that's what he used right there to get it. So if we begin to say it's a soft touch, it's not a soft touch, my brother, is a penalty whether you like it or not. He was touched in the place where he was not supposed to be touched, and the referee had to point to the spot for that penalty kick there. Advantage at Arsenal, disadvantage Bournemouth. Next time, I think Mark Travers should be more dexterous with his sliding to maybe call out when the contact has not been made. But he's a human being. There's nothing he would have done in that particular point in time. But that was it. That's a penalty for me.
Well, it is a penalty for Arsenal. It was a penalty for Arsenal, and Bukayo Saka did dispatch that one as things stand. And Nelson, I was asking you, what does Bournemouth have to change to do to become party spoilers for Arsenal?
Like I said, they need to take their chances. I saw Gabriel mistakes, like two of the mistakes he made, and that was a clear-cut chance for Solanke to just maybe dribble the keeper and put the ball at the back of the net. But he could not take the chances. And that's one thing about playing Arsenal. If you don't take your chances against an Arsenal side who has one of the best attacking arrays in the Premier League at this point in time, you are going to make a lot of mistakes and you're going to concede a lot. Because Gabriel Mangalash, for the past 2 games, I think he has not been himself. He has always making this mistake. The only strong defender that can put my hopes on or bank my money on is Saliba. And he has been doing very well for Arsenal side. But Mangalash is one of the weak points in the Arsenal defense right now. And he has, in this game alone, he has made 3 mistakes, which could have been at least a 2-0 lead for the Bournemouth side. And this is one thing about playing an attacking team or playing a very big team in the Premier League. You should take your chances. Every chances you get, you should take it. And Bournemouth could not take those chances. And it's coming to the second half. They should be able to maybe manage the game a lot more, counter-attacking wise, defensive wise, maybe, and take your chances at any given point in time, because that's an Arsenal side you're playing and they're looking to clinch the league title. You should not joke with them if you're playing them. And if you want to win this game or maybe manage a draw, take your chances, play counter-attacking football, and maybe you can dent their title race hope for this season.
Yes, well, we'll see what the second act actually has for us regarding the Arsenal and Bournemouth game this afternoon. Well, we also have the championship to talk about. Leicester has been promoted, right? And Ipswich, by the looks of things, will be back in the English Premier League after... Can we remember when...
I think it's almost 4 decades, isn't it? About
I
4
mean,
decades.
when was the last time Ipswich were in the top flight of English football? I mean, I have to confirm, but I know they've played Premier League.
Yes, they played Premier League before.
They played Premier League football.
I think that was when they
before.
had Finidi George in the mix.
Yeah, in the early 2000s, yeah, they played Premier League football. I remember Ipswich slightly, but like, how did Leeds and Southampton just... I mean, although Ipswich at the point where they've been doing well this season, but I mean, there's a lot riding for them. They just need a draw today. They're beating Huddersfield Town by a goal to nothing. And somehow Leeds are playing Southampton today on the final day. Leeds needs a victory. I hope that Ipswich loses to Huddersfield Town and Leeds are conspiring to lose at home to Southampton. So, I mean, playoffs. It looks like that's where both teams are ending up in Leeds and Southampton.
Obviously, I think it's going to be that playoff for both of them. Now, just for the records, Ipswich were last in the Premier League 22 years ago. It's been a long time we saw this side in the Premier League. But congratulations to them if they'll be able to make it down here from second position if it ends that way. That's why you usually say you keep running. You don't stop running. Even if it seems likely that you will not make it, just keep running. At the end of the day, something can fire the person in front of you and you just take over that position. That's the story of Ipswich as you see them at this point. Leicester City, it was a magnificent run for Leicester City. Yes, they did start very, very well, but at the point in time they were almost capitulating. I thought it was going to be that banana peel experience for Leicester City, but they were able to come back and hold their own. It's been an intense competition right there in the championship. At the point we didn't even know who would be coming back to the Premier League, who would finish on top. But Leicester, let's say they used their big boys mentality, rubbing off with the big boys for some years before going back to the championship. They used that to surpass the rest and come through. But it's been a beautiful one, I must say. It's been a beautiful one, I must say. It goes a long way to tell us that those who will be coming to the Premier League from next season would actually be giving a lot of competition to those who have been there. I think I pity the likes of Everton, the likes of who would I call in that 13th, 14th position? let's say Everton, let's say Brentford. I pity the likes of these ones, Nottingham Forest. I pity the likes of these ones, yes, if they survive and they come up against the Leicester City, who have been rejuvenated. That it depends. Let's see if we'll have a man Kelechi Iheanacho still there, and Wilfred Ndidi.
He did turn down a contract extension in Iheanacho, and there are rumors that
Aston Villa
is there, Galatasaray is interested. Forgotten the last club, even in Ndidi, they are like, he might not stay.
But
most likely
Ndidi might go. But for me, if I were to advise with Kelechi Iheanacho, I would have preferred him to stay with Leicester City, because staying in a place where you're known, where you've done it before, the pressure is not so much on you. It's going to be different going to an Aston Villa that will be playing Champions League football. The pressure will be so intense. Keeping that position will be a difficult one for Kelechi Iheanacho, owing to the fact that he's not been in the best of form. He's not been playing his best of football. Kelechi Iheanacho has not been the Kelechi Iheanacho we've known, or we used to know at his early days, even when he was in Manchester City. But I think for me, if I were to advise him, it would have been to stay back at Leicester City, maybe 1 or 2 more years, see how to build yourself again to that formidable Kelechi Iheanacho that we used to know. Then you can make that groundbreaking moves. But whatever it is, Leicester City will be back to the to the English Premier League, and they'll be back for good.
Yes, Leicester City will be back, and by the looks of things, Ipswich Town are joining them. Kieran McKenna, well, his career did end early. Tottenham Hotspurs, as a youth player, got injured and couldn't continue, and he then went into coaching, started with Tottenham's under 18, was Man United's under 18 coach for years, worked under Van Gaal, Mourinho, I think David Moyes as well, worked under a lot of managers. Even Eric Ten Hag for a bit last season. The man came, took over Ipswich Town, and he's done a fantastic job with that side. They've been playing some fine attacking football. And Chelsea, your boy Omari Hutchinson, a former Arsenal boy, he's doing well in Ipswich, so just maybe they can bring him back to the team. I don't know, it could be the difference. Omari Hutchinson, Nicholas Jackson, and maybe Christopher Kuku leading the life for Chelsea next.
All these players are big.
But the boy has been fantastic in the Championship. But wait to see what happens. No. We just wait to see. I don't know. I'm not going to give my opinions. I have my thoughts, but I'm on this side of the mic, so I cannot give my opinions or thoughts about what Chelsea should do with the young man. But Arsenal are actually on the field regards the second half in the game against AFC Bournemouth, and they are attacking at the moment with a throw-in that is about to be taken by Takehiro Tomiyasu close to the penalty box of Bournemouth. He's taking it, and the ball is with Declan Rice, beg your pardon, at the moment, while Arsenal leading AFC Bournemouth by a 1-0 at the moment. And on that note, I say let's talk about the UEFA Champions League.
My name is Gianni Infantino, FIFA president. For the best of sports, always listen to Today Sports Live on Today95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Hello, my name is Kanu Wanko, aka Papilo. For the latest and trending sports stories, always listen to Today Sports Live on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt.
Well, before we get ready to head into the UEFA Champions League, let's take the week in review with young Chukwuzite.
Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Week in Review, where we tell you the major event that happened during the course of the week in the world of sports. Starting from the world of athletics, as Nigerian Sheyi Ogunlewe was in action at the LSU Invitational Tournament in Baton Rouge over the weekend, clocking the time of 10.16 seconds to finish fifth in the men's 100 meters invitational race. Moving to the court, as we talk about tennis, defending champion Aryna Sabalenka produced a stunning comeback against Elena Rybakina to set up a Madrid Open final with Iga Swiatek. Belarusian second seed fought back from a set to win 1-6, 7-5, 7-6. The two-time winner in the Spanish capital, Sabalenka, will face the world number one in the repeat of last year's finals. Still on tennis, as Spain world number 3 Carlos Alcaraz has withdrawn from the next week Italian Open because of an injury to his right forearm. The tournament in Rome takes place before the start of the second Grand Slam of the season, the French Open in Paris, on the 26th of May. Over to the fast track of Formula One, where Red Bull have confirmed that design chief Andrea Newell will leave the team in early 2025. Newell has been at Red Bull since 2005 and has overseen 2 dominant eras with the team from 2010 to 2014, where they have won 4 consecutive drivers and constructors titles with Sebastian Vettel and the current era of Max Verstappen. Over to basketball, as we land at the US to talk the NBA, where LeBron James' Los Angeles Lakers were knocked out of the NBA playoff as the Denver Nuggets completed a 4-1 series win in the Western Conference. Still on the playoff, as the New York Knicks will face the Indiana Pacers in the Eastern Conference semifinals as both progress from the first round of the NBA playoff. The Pacers will begin their best-of-7 series with the Knicks in New York on Monday. Also, the Boston Celtics advanced to the NBA Eastern Conference playoff semifinals with a comfortable 4-1 series win over the Miami Heat. The Celtics will play either Cleveland Cavaliers or the Orlando Magic. Over to football, but we'll start from the local scene from the women's game. Nigerian Super Eagles goalkeeper Chiamaka Nnadozie has expressed excitement to be crowned the best goalkeeper in French D1 Akama League. Still on the local scene, as we talk about the Men's President Federation Cup, as Rangers International of Enugu on Thursday at the Bowery Stadium in Abuja crashed out of the Federation's Cup in the round of 64 after losing out to Kano Pillars on penalty shootouts. To selected results at the FIFA Goal Project in Abuja, Niger Tornadoes Feeders team defeated their bigger brothers Niger Tornadoes by 3-1 to advance to the round of 32. Abia Warriors defeated Ilaji FC of Ibadan by 4-2. FC1 Rocket trashed Iboraji FC 5-0. Kwara United were also 4-1 winners over Rovers FC. Wikitoris defeated Junior Damboram by 5-0. Eyimba of Aba advanced to the round of 32 after defeating Waranja FC 7-6 on penalties after playing out a 1-1 draw at regulation time. To the matters of the pitch, as Rivers United are considering pulling out of a football-related activities in Nigeria. This is according to the club for due unfair actions always taken against the club despite his huge investment and contribution to the development of the game in Nigeria. To the Super Eagles of Nigeria, as the board of Nigerian Football Federation on Monday appointed former ace swingers Finidi George as the head coach of the seniors men national team, the Super Eagles. George's immediate task will be to guide the Super Eagles to victory in two 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying matches against South Africa and Benin Republic in Uyo and Abidjan, respectively. Over to Europe, where Jamie Vardy double helped Leicester City to clinch the championship title as the already promoted Foxes cruised to a crowning victory as spreads did not end. Leicester can now equal a 104-year record for the most second division wins set by Tottenham Hotspur in the 19 and 2000 season with 32 wins when they host the Blackburn on the final day of the campaign today. To the English Premier League, where Tottenham Hotspur Champions League hope suffered a blow with defeat at Chelsea. Spurs were beaten 2-0 at Stamford Bridge and are now 7 points behind fourth place Aston Villa, albeit a game in hand. To the Bundesliga, where Borussia Dortmund forward Michael Rose will leave the club at the end of the season when his contract expires after spending 9 years with the Yellow and Black. The German has scored 168 goals in 424 appearances for the club since joining Borussia Mönchengladbach in 2012. Over to the blue side of London, Thiago Silva is set to leave Chelsea this summer after 4 years at the club. Thiago Silva joined Chelsea on a free transfer in August 2020 and has made 151 appearances. The centre-back, who has now won Champions League, Club World Cup and the UEFA Super Cup with the club over 4 years. Switching attention over to the Euros 2024, where France defender Lucas Hernandez is set to miss Euro 2024 after sustaining a knee injury during Paris Saint-Germain Champions League semi-final against Borussia Dortmund. Hernandez has won the World Cup with France in 2018 and has been capped 37 times by the Les Bleus. Still on Euros 2024, where Belgian goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois will miss Euro 2024 following a knee ligament injury despite a potential return for Real Madrid. Courtois, who is 31, has missed the entire season where needed an operation on the knee